Hey, what's up guys, Marco here, welcome back to another lesson. Today we're going to talk about fret memorization. I'm going to show you a really cool exercise that anyone can do to really improve the way we visualize the notes on the fretboard. Now I came across this exercise a long time ago. I was a little kid. I started playing guitar when I was a little kid. I was 10 years old and I started with a crappy teacher and I went on with him for 2 years. So my dad took me to a better teacher, and when I was with him, the very first lesson he asked me to play something. He told me, can you play the note F starting from the low E string all the way up to the top E string without skipping any string? Alright, so let me just tell you one more time. He told me, can you play the note F starting from the low E string all the way up to the top E string without skipping any string? So he basically wanted me to play the note F on the low E string, A, D, and G, and B, and top E string again without skipping any string. Also, to make things even more difficult, he grabbed a metronome and he set it up at 85, and he said, you will play each F every 4 beats. So I think he wanted me to play the thing like this. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. And the G string, and the B, and the E string. Now we both know that things didn't really go like this, you know, like the first F was cool. I'm like, dude, I know this F. I mean, I've been playing for 2 years. I know the fret number 1. And the second one, I'm like, A string. So what is the F? Okay, so this is the C, and then C sharp, and then D. You know, meanwhile, the metronome just keep going. D sharp, E, E sharp. Oh, no, wait a sec. There's no E sharp. It goes straight to F. So F fret number 8. D string was smooth, you know, comfort zone, green zone. Fret number 3, super easy. Now the G string took like 25 seconds. I'm like, I have no idea, so I kind of guessed it, and then eventually I got to this fret number 10, and then same thing for the B string, and same thing for the E string was the easiest one here, fret number 1. Now he was a smart guy, he was a really good teacher, so in one moment he showed me 2 things. First of all, I wasn't able to navigate the fretboard with confidence. Second thing was, playing the same note on adjacent strings gives you a pattern. Now obviously as a kid I figured out that the pattern was, if the note is here, the next one will have to go up, and then the next one will have to go down, and then up, and then down, and then here's kind of, well, here's the F, so we have to go down again, or if we want to go up we have to play it on the fret 13 on the top E string. But it was kind of root note, up, down, down. Now over the past years I tricked many students with the same exercise, and I really realized that a lot of guitar players struggled to figure out the notes on the top position of the neck. So I kind of came up with a system which is full of exceptions, so you can't really take it for granted, but at the same time it will definitely help you figure out the notes up and down the fretboard. And we're going to use this exercise to really practice this system. It's very simple. We're going to break down the fretboard into 2 big sections. Section 1, fret 1, 7. Section 2, fret 7 and 12. Now the system is super simple. If I play a note inside the section 1, 80% of the time the same note will be played in section 2 if I play it on the next string. So if the F is here and I play it on the A string, 80% of the time this note will be inside the section 2. In fact, I play on the fret number 8. Now we are on the A string, so if I want to play the same note F on the D string and I'm in the section number 2, then, you know, 80% of the time this note will be back to the section number 1. And so from section 1 we will move on to fret number A at 10, which is the section 2, and then we go back to the section number 1 with the F. Now this is the first exception. As you can see, the F is here, so the next one is on the fret number 1, so we have 2 notes within the same section. Okay, so it's pretty cool. It's not a big deal. There are exceptions, but at least you have sort of a system. Also guys, we're never going to use open strings, so this exercise is entirely played with fretted notes. So this is how it's gonna work. We're gonna have different levels. The first one, you're gonna learn one note. Let's just do it with the note F. So it's 1, 8, 3, 10, 6, and 1. And you wanna put down the metronome, 85. I'm gonna give you the same speed I started, and we have the same note every 4 counts. So it's 1, you have all the time, 4 and 1, fret 8, and fret 3, and fret 10, and fret 6, and fret 1. Now if you want to spice things up, you can also play a note for each count, for every 2 counts. So if we do 1 note per beat, you will have 1. So it's already a little bit more tricky. Now let's add another note. Let's just do it with the note G. So we have the fret number 3 on the low E string, section 1. So the next one probably in the section 2, which is right here on the A string, fret number 10. Now we are at section 2. The next G will probably be in section 1. In fact, is on fret number 5 on the D string. Next one, fret 12, section number 2 on the G string. Next one is, again, an exception here. There is an exception. The next G on the B string will be on the fret number 8. And then we have one in section 1, fret number 3. So it's 3, 10, 5, 12, 8, and 3. You put the metronome, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I was playing a note every 2 counts just to make it a little bit faster. You can also do it with 4 counts or even 1 count. So it's... Now let's combine 2 notes, the F and the G. I'm gonna do it 1 note per count. 4 and G. That was easy. Now let's add another note. I'm gonna try a difficult one. Let's try like B flat or A sharp. This is the same note, so I'm gonna call it B flat, okay? Now the B flat starts from the low E string here, fret number 6, right? It's kind of a gray area here. We have the first exception right away because we are in section 1, fret number 6. The second B flat is on the A string, fret number 1. So I have 6 and 1. Now from here we're gonna jump all the way up to fret number 8 on the D string. So I have 6, 1, 8. Now the G string, fret number 3. The B string, fret number 11, sorry. So 3, 11. This is a big jump. And then fret number 6 again on the top E string. Now I have to say, for certain notes, things are a little bit more difficult and I do make a lot of mistakes. So let's just double check. I'm gonna do 1 note per beat. I'm still at 85. 2, 3, 4, and... See what I mean? 3 and 4. Now we have 3 notes. The F. This is what I'm talking about. 3, 4, and G, and B flat. Yes. See, I almost failed. Now I don't even want to imagine if we kind of speed up a little bit. I think I'll probably be feeling like crazy. So we can try 95. I'm not gonna go too crazy with that because I don't want to embarrass myself. But let's do the same 3 notes. 3, 4. And G. And B flat. Ooh. Now the thing is, you want to keep going. Even if you make a mistake, just try to always play along with the click. If you make a mistake, you kind of lost the note, you gotta keep going. Let me try one more time with the B flat. more time. Oh, come on. Now, obviously, we can also start with notes inside the section 2. So the first note doesn't necessarily have to be played inside the section 1. For example, the note D starts always from the low E string. So you have fret number 10, the note D, fret 5, fret 12, fret 7, fret 3, and fret 10. And then you do the same thing. You can play it with 2, 3 notes at a different speed. So this is how we take the fret memorization topic and we transform it into an exercise. It's pretty cool, exciting. You can do it every day, 5 minutes, 1 or 2 notes, and then you will see that you can just slowly really develop a lot of a better fretboard knowledge, which is really cool. And you have to do it because if you play the guitar, you have to know which notes you are playing. Now I'm gonna kind of try the last exercise with 4 notes at 95. I'm gonna do the F, the G, the B flat, and the D, and I'm gonna close this video here. So hopefully I'm gonna make it in the first attempt, even though I doubt. So practice this, guys, and I'll see you next time for another video.